Hey beauties, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are back with this long waited anticipated video, and today's hair is provided by OMGHERHAIR. Now I just want to tell my beauties, first and foremost, if you are new to my channel, just go ahead and click that subscribe button, turn on your bells, like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, okay? Leave down some comments, share, tag, and etc, etc. But listen beauties, okay, now this is going to be a pretty lengthy video, okay? Now, I'm going to show you guys, of course, the unboxing of the wig, as you see here. Then I'm going to show you guys how I achieved the custom color that I did with this wig, and then also the install style and cut, and just, you know, the overall finished look. So, y'all might as well just go ahead and get y'all pen, y'all papers, you know, your snacks, whatever you need, because this is going to be a process, but it will be worth the length, worth the view, and all of that. But for starters, this was a regular 20-inch body wave, really nice. Y'all know OMGHERHAIR always gives me really dope wigs, never have a complaint with them. And this is actually a 360 wig, but I did not want to do like a 360 install. Like, I've been seeing this crimp bob kind of trending over social media for a little minute now, and I just always wanted to do it, but I just never did it. So I was like, you know what, when I first colored this wig, I didn't expect it to end up doing a style. I was actually going to install it on myself as well, but I was like, you know what, I really want to try this bob, and I think the color is so dope. So I'm going to show you first how I achieved this color. Now, what I did was did the bleach bath method. So if you guys don't know what that is, you just fill up your sink with some hot water, you pour you some developing in there, and then you also add you a few cups of that bleaching powder into the water. And then once you get enough, you know, powder in there, you know, I don't want to give you an exact ratio, because I just really just be winging it, like just whatever I feel, I just do. But you want to make sure you get you some bleach and get you some developer, and also have the hot water, and you just pour all of that in there together. I would recommend that you guys use gloves, because bleach does burn if you keep it on your skin for too long. Me, I don't care, I'm a vet in this thing, so it's just like I just do what I gotta do and keep it moving. But nevertheless, so what I did was just wet the whole wig, and then once I made the bleach bath water, I went ahead and put that wig into that water, and I began to, like, you know, just dip it in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And to be honest, y'all, I let this wig sit in the water for no more than 10 to 15 minutes, because I just wanted the wig to just get browner. Now, at first, my initial idea was to do like a nice little chocolate brown, but I was just like, you know what, let me just add a little something extra to it. Let's do the little skunk stripe, and, you know, let's add some little ombre to the end. So after about 10 to 15 minutes, I went ahead and I removed that wig from that mixture, and I'm just rinsing the wig out. I did not shampoo and condition it as of yet, because or did I don't know, I don't remember, but y'all will see. But you guys can kind of see that it definitely got to a lighter brown. You know, it still looks pretty dark here, but you know, once it's blow dry, you will see how brown it is. But with this method, you do not have to worry about bleaching no knots, because the knots will bleach as you do that whole, you know, bleach bath method. So the knots was really like invisible. Loved it, loved it, loved it. But after I finished getting all this bleach out, I did go ahead and place the wig on the mannequin so I could do the patch color, aka the skunk stripe in the front. And then I also just like added the remaining of the bleach to the ends of the hair. I don't know, it just made it more, I don't know, cuter to me. So okay, so I didn't shampoo it as of yet, because I knew I was gonna go back in with the bleach. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm parting off like a little rectangle section here in the front, and this is the area that I'm going to do the skunk stripe with. Now, I had so many ideas in my head, y'all, about the actual style I was going to do when I did this skunk stripe, and I didn't do neither style I had in mind. I ended up doing the bob. So it's like, at first I was like, maybe I just do the little top ponytail with the skunk stripe in the middle, and, you know, some curls or whatever. And I just was like, maybe I should just do a plain side part, maybe just a part down the middle with some wand curls. Like, I could not make up my mind, but the last, the overall look, it just like kind of came to me. And like I said, y'all, I've been seeing it, been wanting to try it. So to achieve this skunk stripe, what I did was just section off a nice good amount. I did a good amount, and made that like a rectangle area, and try to focus on getting it in the middle. And once I did that, I just kind of pulled the rest of the hair back and out the way, just put it in a little plait so it don't get messed up in anything else. Oh my God, look at that bleaching powder all over me, child. But once I had went ahead and sectioned that hair out the way, I began to add the bleaching powder, the same mix. Well, I made a new mix that you guys would see because clearly we did the bleach bath at first, but I did like maybe like 2 cups of powder or 3 at most, and I added the liquid, mixed that up, and I began to comb that bleach into the skunk stripe here. And you want to apply the mixture very neatly, that way you don't get the bleach everywhere else you don't want it to be. So try to focus on just getting it only in that little square. And once I applied all that bleach on that square, I did go ahead and wrap it up in some foil, and I let that sit. And then also you will see how I added the remaining of the bleach to the end. So just keep watching. So as you guys see, I applied all that bleach on that section, and I wrapped it up with the foil and put it out the way. And now I'm just going to go in with that bleach, and I'm just going to go in and just apply it all over like the ends. Let me say this, y'all. I have dye brushes, but at this moment, I don't know where the heck they was. Okay, so This ain't the professional way to do it. Y'all know, like I said, bleach burns. So trust me, y'all, I was going as fast as I could. Y'all see how ghetto I even got? I took the plastic fork and I went to putting it on there. But I just went in with my hands really, and I just don't let that bleach sit for too long. And that's why I did this part like really fast. Like, I just applied that bleach everywhere on the ends, and I just kind of massaged it in between, and I just try to apply it where, because you don't want to have like a line of demarcation whenever you're doing any colors. You don't want to see a straight line all around your wig where you could tell where I started the bleach. So that's why you see I'm going high, I'm going low, I'm getting in between, just so it could just be a nice blended color overall. You don't want that line of demarcation nowhere in your wig. So make sure you do not apply it going in a straight line or anything like that. But once I got all that bleach on there, I did wrap that part up in foil as well. And as y'all can see, I'm like, let me wash my hands, because don't need them issues. So I went ahead and cleaned the bleach off my hands or whatever. And I'm just going to wrap that hair up with that foil and let that sit for, I think I let it sit maybe like 20 minutes at most. It turned pretty quickly though. It's gonna turn faster than the actual bleach bath, because it's not diluted with the water. So just let that sit until you get a desired color that you want, and then you can go ahead and remove the foil, shampoo the hair really good, condition it, and then blow dry it and get ready to style. So here we go. And I love how the ends came out as well. Like the color, the wig took the bleach very well. And like I said, it is a big difference between actually just putting the bleach directly on the hair and the bleach bath. But absolutely love the color of the stripe in the middle. So now I'm just going in with some Tresemme shampoo and conditioner. Normally I would have toned it by using a purple shampoo, but I didn't have any more at this moment. So I'm just going in, with my good old Tresemme and conditioner, and just really shampooing all of that bleach out of the hair so it does not feel dry, brittle, or it's not still processing. So be sure to really get all of that product out of the wig. And get it installed, y'all. So here we go. The best part, the installation process. So I did go ahead and do her little cap or whatever, and we had blow dried the wig. I already did some plucking and everything, so we're just gonna get straight into it. And I am going in with level 14 of this Ruby Kisses cream palette foundation, and I'm using the darker shade in that palette, and I just really want to get all of that foundation saturated in the inside of that lace wig, just to make sure it really does blend. Now honestly, y'all, I'm glad I did a side part and not like a middle part, because I hate colored baby hairs. Like, I'm really not a fan of colored baby hairs, really not. So, but you know, even with this style, it just still came out like, you know, pretty nice. So after I apply that foundation, I'm just gonna go in, of course, with lace melt adhesive, and I'm going to begin to apply my layers. Now I think for this install I did do 3 layers. In that very first layer, you want to focus on getting that glue behind the hairline, like more so on the cap, and then you want to blend and you know, flatten the glue out as much as possible. Now the key to getting your glue to turn clear is you really have to spread that glue out. Make sure you don't leave any clumps or any lumps in that glue. And even when you get the glue on the cap, you want to make sure you kind of like smooth it out of the cap too, because sometimes if you leave it clumped up in the cap, it will take a long time to turn white, or it won't get as clear as you might want it to. So you really have to, like, what I do is kind of like take the spreader and I apply pressure on the cap and kind of push the glue forward out of that cap. That way it can turn clear. As you can see here, it went ahead and it turned completely clear. So now I'm gonna go in with that second layer and just repeat those same steps. Spread that glue out really good, allow it to turn clear, and then add my additional layer. And once I have all my layers on, I will go ahead and begin to tack down the wig. And now it's time to go ahead and apply that wig. So for starters, I'm pulling down some of that hair in that center, because, you know, with these high-low hairlines, you cannot pull the wig too far down, or it's going to look too far down on the, you know, the forehead. Me, I like to pull my wigs down a little bit more, but this ain't about me right now. But I'm pulling that wig down, and I'm just taking a comb and applying some pressure with the comb, and just, you know, pushing that lace right into that glue and just combing it on in. And I usually hot comb the hairline of my wigs backwards before I apply the wig. That way give it like an easy install or whatever. And this is what it's looking like. So now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. I'm going to place the wig where you want it to be, and you want to comb that lace right into that glue and just apply the nice good little pressure where you see the glue is. And you want to have them hold that as you blow dry that lace in. And of course, once you blow dry that lace in, you will tie the lace down with that melt belt. So the color is super pretty. Love how it's looking here. And I'm just going in with you know, the blow dry on the heat setting, and I'm just going to blow dry that lace in some more before I secure it down with the melt band. now that that lace is blow dried, I'm going to go ahead and take that melt band and tie it to her hairline and just secure that. And in the meantime, between time, we're going to just go ahead and secure the back of the wig. I'm not going to sew it down. I'm just going to adjust the bands in the back and just, you know, make it like nice and tight. And yeah, that's how we're going to secure the back down today. Yeah, because I couldn't find my needle and thread, y'all. Okay, I'm doing this at home, as y'all noticed. So y'all know I'm not back taking appointments as of yet. I'm home waiting for my shop to finish up. And I should be, hopefully. I'm so tired of waiting, y'all. Jesus Christ. They're saying in October, early November. So that's what my contractor's saying, y'all. So when the time does come, y'all will know, because I'm going to be happy as heck, okay? But so I ain't got everything at this moment right now. I could not find no needle and thread. It's like I could never keep up with I could find my thread, but I can never find my needles. Aggravated. So we couldn't sew down the back of the wig, so that's why I just, you know, used the scraps on the inside to tighten the wig. And after 10 minutes of letting that sit, we're going to go ahead and remove that melt band. Ooh, I was kind of rough. I ain't even gonna lie. But now it is time to cut this extra lace off. So like I always mention, with that high-low hairline, you got to be mindful of where you need to cut the lace off, because you don't want the wig to look too far down. So, and I know this happens a lot to a lot of my beauticians out there. Even if you're not a beautician, you just do your own hair. Sometimes we be done pluck the wig to perfection, and then with some hairlines, it's like everything you done plucked gets cut the heck off, and you be like, oh my God, it's like I wasted my time plucking. So what ended up happening is, as far as the size go, everything was where it needed to be, but I ended up having to go back in and pluck the center of the wig over. That way it don't look like a thick hairline, you know. So I ended up, and I did it on camera so you guys can see, I just went in and plucked that center part where the skunk stripe is. But this is what the wig is looking like so far after cutting off the lace. Very natural, very blended. I ain't gonna lie, that little brown color on the sides is cute now. I'm gonna have to do that chocolate color again, but wig is definitely secured. Yeah, y'all can see the melt. So we're gonna go ahead and repeat the same steps to the other side. Brazoring off using our lace glider, getting all that extra lace off, and then I'm gonna go in with those tweezers and repluck that center on camera so you guys can see what needs to be you know, pulled out in order to give that middle part more of a, you know, more of a natural look. So just keep watching. To plucking, I'm just going to add that little glue right up under that crack right there to make sure it is completely tacked down in the front end of the lace. And then I will go ahead and begin to pluck out the center, because that right there is not giving me what I wanted to give with this look. Like I said, everything that I plucked in that center is gone, so now I have to repluck, but it's fine. That's part of the process. Sometimes we got to do a little extra to get the job done. So I will go ahead and pluck that. But at first, I was trying to, like, remember I told you guys we were still deciding on what to do, but I ended up deciding to do the side part with the crimp bob. So I'm kind of getting the hairline prepped. Well, not even the hairline prepped, but I'm prepping off my parting space, the area where the baby hair is going to be. And all of that, just trying to get a feel, trying to get an idea of what's gonna happen. So but once I start to excuse me, y'all, once I start to get the groove of how I want things to look, I will go ahead and finish off that side part, you know, and also, like I said, show you guys how I plug that center as well. So yeah, we're gonna do that side part, and then I'm gonna begin to hot comb it out, smooth everything, and do what needs to be done. And of course, we are sleeking the top using our newest and new improved wax stick. It is in a bigger bottle, a more convenient container that you can control how it goes up, how it goes down. You can cover it up and do whatever. So that's what I'm using right now. I really love the wax stick. Y'all know the wax stick plays a major role in your wigs being laid to the gods, that wax stick and that hot comb. So yes, I'm using the new and improved glam wax stick, and the hot comb that I use, because I know people ask me frequently, I use the Kendra's Boutique hot comb. It's like her little studded hot comb. So just head over to her Instagram at Kendra's Boutique, and you know, you guys can purchase you one or whatever like that. So you see me use it, you see Slay by Jordan use it. Like we got it from him, because yeah. But so yes, I use that Kendra's Boutique hot comb, and of course I use my wax stick, and I get that thing sleek. Okay, baby. So right now I'm just doing the same thing I did to the other side, just pulling out the baby hairs so it's already out the way, because like I said, we're going to plug this hairline. Of course, we're going to spray it down, and we're going to tie it down again with the melt belt, and then get into the actual styling part of the video. So right now I'm just going in with that hot comb and just sleeking everything nice and back. Ooh, it looks so nice. And once I finish doing that, and that's when I'm gonna go in with those tweezers and be like, we're gonna pluck this hairline, because this is not giving me what I needed to give in the middle. So now I'm going in, and I like to use my Revlon tweezers. So I buy my tweezers from the hair store. I get the brand Revlon, because it's like it pulls the hairs out so good. But what I do is take my thumb and I hold down the very edge of that lace, because you know you're gonna be pulling pretty aggressively, so you don't want to lift the lace. So that's why I put my thumb at the edge, and then I begin to pull those hairs out. And as you can see though, the hairs was coming out easily and pretty quickly, which is kind of weird to me, but maybe because the hair was bleached, it's easier to pluck. Because to be honest, y'all, plucking hair dry is a little bit harder than plucking it when it's wet. But at the same time, that's why it's so much easier to put a patch in your wig when you're plucking wet, because it snatches out so easy. So at the same time, you got to be more careful when you're plucking wet. Maybe plucking dry is a little bit better, but sometimes, like I said, you got to really put some force behind your plucking when you do pluck it dry. But as y'all can see, as I'm plucking, y'all can see those hairs coming right out, so it wasn't so bad. So I just went in there and I plucked until I felt like it was giving, you know, it was natural enough for me to be able to work with it. So there goes the hair that I pulled out, just to show you guys a little bit. and now I'm just seeing how it looks before, you know, I continue styling, see if I like it or see if I want to pluck out more. But now I'm just going back in with the wax stick and just hot combing the rest of the hair. I'm so short, y'all, and I look a mess. But this ain't about me. But yes, I'm going to continue to sleek the area around that parting space, and then once I'm done with that, we will get into the actual cutting and the crimping, so you guys can see how I achieve the look. Okay, y'all, so as far as re-prepping the hair for the second step, melting process with the melt belt, again, y'all already know how that goes. Foundation, Tresemme, holding spray, yada, 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 yada. So let's get to the fun part. Okay, so this wig was a 20-inch, like I mentioned, y'all, and I did go ahead and cut it. So what I did was just went in with some scissors real quick, made it like a quick little blunt cut. I did not flat iron it first or anything like that. And I end up cutting twice in this tutorial. So this is the first cut, and then once I crimp it, Then I will go back in and cut it again just to make sure it's really, really like, you know, giving what I want it to give. But I'm just loving how that skunk stripe looks in that front area there, especially because it's like we have the skunk stripe that's the lightest color, and then we have like that ombre of those brown and that golden tone. Like, it just came out so perfect. Okay, but right now I'm using a bed head crimper. This is a 4-level crimper, which means you turn that knob and you get the smallest wand curls, medium, large, or extra large. And for this look, I think I want to say that I probably use level 2. Not the smallest one, but the medium size somewhat. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and pull out section by section, and I'm just going to go in and crimp. Like I said, I did not flat iron it first before I crimped it. This hair was a body wave wig, so that's why it already has that natural wave in it. But I'm just going to go right ahead and begin to crimp. Now, 2 things: I did not use any hard like holding sprays or anything to really crimp the hair. I just kind of just crimped it in this natural texture. I didn't even really add no oils or heat protector or anything, because the wig was actually like really soft. So I just went right in with that crimper, let it get really hot, and just started to crimp. And I'm not even gonna lie, y'all, I hate doing crimps personally. And I always feel, well, maybe because I always have people who have super long hair that always want the crimps, but this crimp bob look was way faster than I expected. Like, honestly, in real time, I did her hair like maybe an hour 30 minutes, an hour 45 minutes. Like, it was not that long, to be honest. Like, it was pretty quick. So this style is pretty quick. As long as you got the right tools and the right products, and you just put a little pep in your step, it's a very cute and quick look. I'm telling y'all, like, I absolutely love this look overall. Social media love this look. They went crazy on Instagram. It has hundreds of shares. Like, it was big, okay? So I know you guys was anticipating on this video, so here it finally is. It just took me forever because I knew this voiceover was gonna be a long time. But I can't do my beauties like that, so that's why I'm just, let me go ahead and just stop procrastinating and give y'all the content that y'all been wanting to see. So here it is, y'all. So yes, just get your crimper from Bedhead. Get it on Amazon. That's where I got mine from. Get your Prime shipping. Get it quick, okay? You will love this crimper. I tell you no lie. Like, especially because it has different levels and you can create different size crimps. So I'm just going to continue to crimp this bob all the way up. But before I finish like the very, very last crimps at the top, I am going to do like the baby hairs and everything first, just so that it's in place and I don't have to like move the crimps out the way to do the baby hairs. So I'm going to crimp majority of the bob first, and then do the baby hairs, and then finish crimping it and just putting the style all together. So just stay tuned. So now majority of the wig is crimped. Like I said, I would do crimp most of it and then come back on, do the baby hairs. Yes, melt, get into it, period. Yeah. So yes, and I'm gonna go ahead and just do these baby hairs really quickly. Now for the baby hairs, I did not use the baby hair gel. I actually used the mousse today, and I went and I curled the baby hair a little bit. Yeah, I was trying to do it the way that Tay did it, where like he curl it while it's still long and then cut it. But y'all, I'ma just say, just cut it first, then curl it. That just makes it so much easier. Because doing it this way, it was just really like stupid to me. But nevertheless, I just went ahead and cut it. But you could just cut it first and then curl it. It really don't make no difference, y'all. Well, it kind of make a difference. But I'm just gonna go in with some of our mousse, of course, our Define Curls mousse. You know, it smells so good. It gets the job done because I just wanted some soft little baby hairs to just swoop right on in. And I just took the little edge brush and I went to swooping until I got a desired look. Apply as much mousse as you need. I didn't make it soaking wet. I know some people use like a lot of mousse when they do their baby hairs to really swoop. But I just like to focus the mousse on exactly where it needs to be, and I just use my fingers to smooth all of that in. And I kind of wanted to go for like somewhat dramatic, somewhat big baby hairs. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to describe the baby hairs. It just did what it had to, it just did what it needed to do, just period. So I just went in with that mousse and just got the swoop in. And once I got a desired look, I just pretty much let it dry in place. I just went in with the blow dryer and just blow dried it on in so it could just, mold into place. Because even though it's mousse, what makes it soft is when you comb it out, because the mousse will still give it that firm little hold or whatever, but it just won't look as hard, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to use the mousse to create my baby hairs, blow dried into place, and then I will finish crimping the rest in to make it all blend. So now that I crimped that last piece at the top, I'm just want to make sure that all the crimps are flowing into place. So I'm just re-crimping certain areas so that it can all just flow. And once I finish crimping that, of course, I will go ahead and conceal the part. I'm going to clean up the little extra foundation that's on her forehead that came from the melt belt. And then we will go upstairs to my little pretty little backdrop and do our finishing look videos and stuff. Oh, but even before I do that, what I am going to do definitely is recut the bob, because remember I told y'all I cut it twice. So I cut it when before I started crimping, and then I cut it again afterwards to just, because I don't like when the bob like has like little hairs out of place or whatever like that. So I am gonna go ahead and go in and just cut the little extra little flyaways and anything that seemed like it's out of place, just to make sure, just to ensure that the cut is nice and clean. But I absolutely love this look. Let me know what y'all think down. Ooh, it's the crimps for me. Yes, okay, cute. So yes, it's actually the crimps for me. Like, it was super, super pretty. The color made it pop even more, in my opinion. Absolutely loved it. So here is what it looks like all around, just to give you guys a nice little 360. Yeah. So now we're gonna go upstairs to the backdrop, like I told y'all, and show the finishing look. Oh yeah, let me conceal this part. Just taking a little foundation, that same foundation, and just placing it in that part to just widen up the part and really make it, more defined. So that's all I'm doing as far as this part. I didn't use no black spray or anything like that, because the hair is not black, it's dark brown. And I'm just combing the hair over to I like how it's, ooh yeah, I like when I did that right there. But yeah, you gotta just play with it, comb it, to get that desired look that you're going for. But here it is. Absolutely love it. I went and cleaned the extra makeup off her forehead off camera, but this is the final look, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down below. I slowed it down so you guys can really get the full effect. Yes, color is giving, crimps is giving, period. See you guys next time. Love you. Bye.